Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in. For those who don't know me, my name is Matt. I live in Texas, and in this video I'm going to talk about what this channel is all about. Basically, this channel represents the intersection of 4 or 5, maybe 6 different interests of mine. The first one is picking or thrifting, whatever you want to call it, and reselling items. By picking, I simply mean buying or otherwise sourcing items, usually secondhand. Sometimes they're considered retro or vintage in nature, in order to resell them at a profit. I've done this sort of thing casually for a pretty long while, but it's really only been over the past couple of years, past 3 or 4 years, I guess, that I've taken it seriously, tried to get some part-time income out of it, and really tried to learn more about the ins and outs of online reselling. For the most part, I sell on eBay. I do a little bit of Facebook, a little bit of Amazon, but mostly it's eBay. And I try to cast a pretty wide net in terms of the kinds of things that I resell. So typically I source these through local thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Armies, the Goodwill, Weigh and Pay, the Goodwill outlet, in other words, here in town. Although sometimes I'll hit up garage sales and that sort of thing as well. I would say that I'm a novice picker, someone who still has a lot to learn. And in the videos I post, I like to share some of the items I'm finding, talk about maybe what I'm going to sell them at or price them at, as well as just in general talk about the sort of the headaches, the trials and tribulations, the highs and lows that come with the territory. I personally watch quite a few channels by folks who do this, full-time for a living, and I'm always curious to see what folks are buying, what they're selling, what their price points are, what kinds of problems they run into, how they deal with those problems, and so on. And for folks who want to learn more about the ins and outs of online reselling, especially on websites like eBay or Amazon, joining YouTube and creating content is one of the best ways to do this. This actually isn't my first YouTube channel devoted to reselling, but the last one I had sort of died, and I figured it's time to just start fresh, start with a clean slate. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, I've been watching quite a few of these heavy hitter reseller videos for several years now, and it's a community that I'm pretty familiar with. And I've learned a lot from these folks. I've learned a lot from their videos, and I figure that I'm in a position now where it just makes sense for me to join in on some of these conversations as well. So there's that. My second interest, as far as this channel goes, is Magic the Gathering. This is a collectible card game. It's been around for about over 20 years at this point, and it has an enormous player base worldwide. Magic also has a very large secondary collectibles market, and I follow it pretty closely. I'm pretty well versed in it. I'm pretty deep into it, relative to other players. Here in Texas, where I live, if you go to a major Magic tournament like a Grand Prix or a Pro Tour event or something like that, you'll often find me grinding trades at the trade tables, and not so often will you find me actually playing in the main events. There are a lot of issues surrounding buying, selling, trading, and collecting Magic cards that are worth talking about, that I can speak to, I think, and hopefully I'll have a chance to do so in some of the videos I post. In fact, my interest in Magic is actually what prompted my interest in the other kinds of reselling that I do online, which is something I started doing in grad school, mainly as a way to offset the cost associated with my Magic habits. So the third interest isn't really a main focus for me, but I do collect books and punk vinyl, and so from time to time I might talk about that stuff as well. Who knows, right? My fourth reason for creating this channel, and here again, I really don't know how much I'll talk about this, but I'm just generally interested in this topic, is learning how to make an attractive, snazzy-looking YouTube channel, because reselling is not my day job. So I think it's fun to do, but my actual job is that I teach classes dealing with journalism and media making, and I also work at the fringes of what might be called critical communication scholarship. I actually have a couple degrees in this area. So again, I don't think this will dominate my channel, but it is something I have a stake in. It's something I'm immersed in. And I hope that as time goes by, I'll just pick up, tips and tricks. I'll learn how to make this channel look better. I'll learn how to become a better YouTube producer, content producer, so that I can bring some of these insights to bear on my research and teaching. Fifth and finally, my last motivation for creating this channel is to explore how all of these things tie into my bigger life goals, right? Paying off debt, buying a house, maybe starting a business, who knows, right? All that good stuff. It's lofty, but it definitely lurks in the background, and it's definitely part of why I do what I do. Anyway, if you're interested in any of these things, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.